Hey guys, with it being a crummy day here in New England and not the best day for flying, I figured I'd take this opportunity while I was waxing the airplane and getting ready to be out on the tie down for the season to just kind of go over a little bit about the airplane that you see in the videos. So that's right here, number 5112 Whiskey. It's a 1961 Piper Cherokee 150. They didn't carry the 150 line past the early 60s. They switched over to the Cherokee 140. But this is serial number 128, so one of the first 200 airplanes off the line at that new Piper factory back in 1961. But it's great. It's got a 150 horsepower engine. It seats, I'm going to do air quotes here, it seats 4. But it seats 2 comfortably, and we bring our dog in the back seat, and she fits just perfectly. So when I acquired the airplane, it was fairly low time. It had 2,500 hours total time airframe, was never used as a training aircraft, which is fantastic. And it didn't fall under the Wingspar AD that's out there for Piper aircraft for training aircraft. So that was a big plus for me when I saw it. It was a bit of a hangar queen for a portion of its life, and didn't fly too much. But to me, it's what I was looking for. I was looking for something that was a comfortable cross-country machine, capable and fairly affordable. Now, having sat for a while, obviously once you start using it again, certain things are going to break and fail and need to be replaced. So when I purchased it, it just needed a new cylinder. It did pass its pre-buy, but after that first season, the compression started getting pretty low. So we bought a new cylinder for it, and she was good as new at that point. Well, good as new to me anyway. But the performance was back, and that's pretty much all I needed as far as heavy maintenance. But you know, small gaskets, oil changes, normal stuff, normal wear and tear. But the big one was that cylinder. The other big item, as a lot of you pilots will know, was the ADS-B, which is the new requirement through the FAA. So I ended up going, you can see it there, I ended up going with the tail beacon, which pulls off my altimeter inside the aircraft. And you know what, that does it for me, for my mission. So speaking of mission, that's always important when you're choosing an aircraft. My mission was going to mainly be cross-country flying, local flying, going and get a $100 hamburger, you know, taking the girlfriend, the family up, you know, going to Martha's Vineyard, Nantucket, and just enjoying New England. I didn't really want to do any IFR flying. I do have my instrument commercial ticket, but I didn't want to exercise those privileges with this aircraft. This is simply for fun and private flying, private privileges. And as such, it is a VFR only aircraft. It does have a OBS and VOR, but it does not have glide slope or GPS or anything like that. And we'll get into that in a minute when we talk about the interior. Now, as we approach the interior, one of the great features of the 61 model is it did come with a very handy baggage door, which the 140s, I think some of them didn't come with it. But it's a pretty good baggage door. It's a maximum of 100 pounds in the back. Right now I just got some cleaning supplies, things like that, oil, my tie downs and my tow bar. But it's great. I've carried golf bags in this, I've carried suitcases in this, and it's pretty good if you're traveling with yourself or just a couple people, but very handy and something that's particular to the 61, 62 models. Now as we take a look at the cockpit here, fairly standard for a Piper. The one thing that isn't standard, I guess is today's standards, I should say, is this Pilot 6-pack. So when I purchased it, it kind of had a shotgun panel, which the compass was somewhere else. I have it mounted up here now. The compass was actually right there in the center. Attitude indicator was off to the left. The airspeed was on the right. So everything was backwards from how I was used to my training. So I did pay to have them, and the fine folks over here at Northeast Aviation Services, I did have them redo the 6-pack to something that I'm used to, and from a training environment, which made it a lot safer in my eyes. If you're used to what you're seeing, you'll know where to look for things, especially if things get dicey. So that's why I wanted to have that safety feature built in. It's got a very standard King radio stack, so it's got the KX170Bs. I have dual 170Bs. It came with another radio, which I wasn't too thrilled with. It was a lower quality radio, but I like these analog radios. I feel like it's just less that can break. Coffee grinder radios, as some people call them, but I just feel it's less that can break. You don't have digital displays you gotta fight with. So it's got a basic panel for audio, nothing crazy. There's the, so I can use the VOR, so I've got a basic OBS. It came with an ADF, which, I mean, obviously it didn't even function anymore. But that was definitely a relic of a different era, the ADF. So it had a Loran, which was interesting, which was the hype back in the day, but had that taken out as well, just some weight savings. Now I kind of switched over modern times. I got the mount for the iPad, so I can use ForeFlight. I use the ForeFlight Sentry there, which has the built-in CO2 detector, which is fantastic. And it's really something that's an added bonus with that feature for the ForeFlight Sentry. But you know, I have Piper on board if anything fails, and I also have my phone as a backup. But that's pretty much the cockpit. I'll spin around here, I'll show you. Oh, I also added the cool scoop there. It gets warm here inside this cockpit on a hot summer day. But the back seat's pretty tight for adults. That's why I do it in air quotes. It's, you know, not much space for a grown adult, but a small child, or like I said, we bring our dog a lot when we go on trips and stuff, so you'll probably see more videos of that. But yeah, that's the back seat, and that's the cockpit. So, you know, I would tell folks, if you're either a student pilot or you just got your pilot license, take a look at how much you'll be flying, what your mission's going to be, and see what's on the market. So if you're renting an airplane a lot, like I was doing and planning to continue to do, you'll find that sometimes it can actually be cheaper to just own your own airplane in most cases. And like this one, it was a fantastic deal. I won't share the exact amount, but it was a great deal. The owner just wanted to sell the aircraft, kind of get rid of it, get out of flying, and like I said, it was in the hangar for a bit. So made an offer and he accepted. So you can find great deals like this on the market, whether it's a Cherokee 140, a Cessna 152, Cessna 172 in some cases, or any variant in between. A Grumman is an excellent choice. I have a buddy that flies one of those. Great airplane. So, you know, really think about your mission. Think about if you're going to be renting a lot. Are you doing training very often? And maybe it would make sense to just train in your own airplane. Whatever the case may be, it is possible. And, you know, I'm not a wealthy guy. I don't have a ton of money, you know, to kick around. But you know what? It's a passion of mine. I love flying. And what it would cost to rent airplanes, it was just cheaper to buy an airplane. So, you know, proof that anybody can do it. Your average Joe can do it. And if you're interested in learning how to fly or interested in buying an airplane, there's so many resources online, and I'll put some links below. Thanks for watching, guys.